Hey everyone! Today we're talking about something that's been absolutely life-changing for me. You know how sometimes the biggest transformations come from the smallest changes? Well, that's exactly what happened when I discovered these Japanese habits. I'm not talking about some dramatic lifestyle overhaul. These are tiny, almost invisible habits that Japanese people practice every day. And honestly, they're kind of genius. So let's dive into 10 tiny Japanese habits that will quietly change your entire life. Habit 1. Kaizen, the art of tiny improvements. First up, we have Kaizen. Now, this is probably the most important concept on this list. Kaizen literally means continuous improvement, but not the way you might think. We're not talking about huge, scary goals here. Instead, imagine this. You want to get fit, but instead of saying, I'm going to work out for 2 hours every day, you start with just one push-up. Sounds almost too easy, right? That's the point. The Japanese believe that small, consistent improvements are way more powerful than massive changes that burn you out. Think about it. 1% better every day doesn't feel like much, but over a year, that's 37 times better than where you started. I tried this with my morning routine. Instead of trying to wake up 2 hours earlier overnight, I set my alarm just 5 minutes earlier each week. No stress, no willpower required. And now, I'm naturally waking up way earlier and it feels effortless. The beauty of Kaizen is that it removes the pressure. You're not competing with anyone. You're just trying to be slightly better than yesterday. That's it. Habit 2. Hara Hachi Bu. Eat until you're 80% full. Okay, this one might sound weird at first, but hear me out. Hara Hachi Bu is a practice from Okinawa, which, by the way, has one of the highest populations of people living past 100 years old. Coincidence? I don't think so. The concept is simple. Stop eating when you're about 80% full. Not stuffed, not even completely satisfied, just 80%. Now, I know what you're thinking. But I love food. How am I supposed to know when I'm 80% full? Here's the thing. Your brain takes about 20 minutes to register that you're full. So if you eat until you feel completely satisfied, you've actually overeaten. When I started practicing this, I noticed something incredible. I had way more energy after meals. No more food comas, no more that heavy, sluggish feeling. Plus, I started actually tasting my food more because I was paying attention. Try this. Eat slower. Put your fork down between bites. Check in with yourself halfway through your meal. Ask yourself, am I still hungry or am I just eating because it's there? It's a game changer. Habit 3. Shinrin Yoku, forest bathing. This one's beautiful. Shinrin Yoku literally translates to forest bathing, but you're not actually bathing in a forest. You're just being present in nature. The Japanese discovered that spending time in forests, breathing in the fresh air, and just being around trees has legit health benefits. We're talking lower stress levels, improved mood, better immune function. Science backs this up, by the way. And the best part? You don't need a massive forest. A park works. A tree-lined street works. Even having plants in your room can help. I started taking 20-minute walks in my local park every morning. No phone, no music, just me and nature. And honestly, it's become my favorite part of the day. My anxiety has dropped significantly and I feel more grounded. If you're stuck in a city, try this. Find the greenest route to work or school. Take your lunch break outside. Sit under a tree. It sounds simple, but it works. Habit 4. Ikigai, your reason for waking up in the morning. Now we're getting deep. Ikigai is your reason for waking up in the morning. It's that thing that makes life feel meaningful. Here's the cool part. Ikigai isn't just one thing. It's the sweet spot where 4 elements meet. What you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. I know. That sounds like a lot of pressure. But here's the thing. You don't have to figure it all out right now. Start with small questions. What makes you lose track of time? What would you do even if you weren't getting paid? What problems do you want to solve? For me, it started with noticing that I loved explaining complicated stuff in simple ways. That observation eventually led me to creating content, but it took time, and that's okay. The The Japanese view Ikigai as a lifelong journey, not a destination, so take the pressure off yourself. Just start exploring. Try new things. Pay attention to what lights you up. Your Ikigai will reveal itself. Habit 5. Gaman. Endure with patience and dignity. All right, this one's tough but powerful. Gaman means enduring difficult situations with patience and dignity. It's about not complaining when things get hard. Now, before you think this is about suppressing your feelings, let me clarify. Gaman isn't about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about maintaining your composure and not letting temporary frustrations control you. Think about it. How much energy do we waste complaining about traffic, bad weather, or slow Wi-Fi? Things we can't control anyway. Gaman teaches you to accept what you can't change and focus your energy on what you can. I started practicing this during my commute. Instead of getting frustrated by delays, I'd use that time to listen to podcasts or just observe people. It shifted my entire mindset. Suddenly, inconveniences became opportunities. The key is choosing your response. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you react. That's where your power is. Habit 6. Wabi-Sabi. Finding beauty in imperfection. This one's probably my favorite one. Wabi-Sabi's is all about finding beauty in imperfection and impermanence. It's the opposite of our modern obsession with perfection. Think about a cracked ceramic bowl that's been repaired with gold. That's kintsugi, a Japanese art form based on wabi-sabi. Instead of hiding the damage, they highlight it. Imagine that applied to your life. Your mistakes, your flaws, your scars, they're not things to hide. They're what make you interesting. They're proof that you've lived. I used to be paralyzed by perfectionism. I wouldn't start projects because I was afraid they wouldn't be perfect. But Wabi-Sabi taught me that done is better than perfect. Flawed action beats perfect inaction any day. Embrace the messy middle. Share your rough drafts. Let people see your process. Authenticity is way more attractive than polished perfection anyway. Habit 7. Obai-tori. Never compare yourself to others. Here's something that'll blow your mind. In Japan, there's a saying, Obai-tori. It refers to 4 different trees: cherry, plum, peach, and apricot. They all bloom at different times and in different ways, and that's the point. You're not supposed to bloom like everyone else. You have your own timeline, your own path. Comparing yourselves to others is like comparing a cherry tree to a plum tree. It makes no sense. Social media makes this so hard, right? Everyone's highlight reel makes your behind the scenes look terrible. But here's what helps me. I started focusing on my own progress. Am I better than I was last month? Last year? That's the only comparison that matters. Every time you catch yourself comparing, ask this question. Am I running my own race or am I trying to run someone else's? Because you'll never win someone else's race, but you can absolutely win your own. Habit 8. Motenai. Waste nothing. Motenai is this beautiful concept about not being wasteful, but it goes deeper than just recycling. It's about respecting resources and recognizing the value in everything. Before throwing something away, the Japanese ask, can this be repaired? Can it be repurposed? Can someone else use it? This mindset creates less waste and more gratitude. I started applying this to everything. That shirt with a small hole, I learned to sew it. Leftover food, I got creative with recipes. Old notebooks, I used the blank pages for sketches. But Motenai isn't just about physical stuff. It's about time, too. Are you wasting hours scrolling mindlessly? That's Motenai. Your time is a resource. Respect it. This habit will naturally make you more mindful and more grateful for what you have. Plus, you'll save money. Win-win. Habit 9. Shokunin Kishitsu, the spirit of craftsmanship. Okay, this one's about taking pride in your work. Shokunin Kishitsu is the craftsman spirit. It's about doing your absolute best even when no one's watching. In Japan, you'll find 90-year-old sushi chefs who've spent their entire lives perfecting their craft. That level of dedication seems extreme to us, but the principle applies to anything. Whatever you're doing, whether it's making your bed, writing an email, or cooking dinner, do it well. Not for recognition, not for praise, but because you care about the quality of your work. I started applying this to small tasks I used to rush through, washing dishes mindfully, writing thoughtful responses instead of quick texts. And you know what? It made everything feel more meaningful. When you approach life with craftsmanship, even mundane tasks become satisfying. You're not just going through the motions, you're creating something, even if it's just a clean kitchen or a well-organized desk. Habit 10. Kintsugi mindset. Healing stronger. We touched on this earlier, but let's go deeper. Kintsugi is the art of repairing broken pottery with gold. It's the more beautiful than the original. This is a metaphor for healing. Your breakdowns can become breakthroughs. Your wounds can become wisdom, but only if you do the work to heal them properly with intention and care. I went through a really tough period a few years ago. Everything felt broken. But instead of trying to go back to who I was before, I focused on becoming someone new, someone stronger. I treated my healing like kintsugi, highlighting my scars instead of hiding them. Now those difficult experiences, they're my greatest teachers. They give my story depth. They help me connect with others who are struggling. The cracks are filled with gold. So whatever you're going through, remember this. You're not broken beyond repair. You're in the middle of becoming something more beautiful. Trust the process. So there you have it. 10 tiny Japanese habits that can quietly transform your life. The beauty of these practices is that they're not demanding. They're gentle, sustainable, and they work with your life, not against it. You don't have to adopt all of them at once. Remember Kaizen? Start small. Pick one habit that resonates with you. Practice it for a month, then add another. These aren't just Japanese habits. They're human wisdom refined over centuries. And they work because they're rooted in something deeper than productivity. They're about living well, not just doing more. If this video resonated with you, let me know in the comments which habit you're going to try first. And hey, if you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.